Hey, chat. Give me 1 minute. Hey, chat. Man, how you guys doing? How you guys doing? What you guys been up to? Me? Man, couple things, man. Couple things. Dealing with life with my car. My car child recently, I had to take to a shot, because I drive my car a lot for work purposes. And usually, I know that usually happen. Um, every time you drive over 100,000 miles with your car, three things gonna go bad on it: the starter, the alternator, and one more stuff, right? And I guess I was, even though I know it was gonna happen, but I wasn't prepared for it. And my alternator went out. Last time I bought an alternator for my last car, which was another Honda Civic, it cost me around $300, guys. But this time, the alternator cost me $600, guys. $600. Meaning I was stressing the fuck out, bro. $600 is a lot of money for me to charge. Plus, I had to pay the mechanic to some money to put it together for me. But thank God, I was able to find me a decent Haitian mechanic who were able to like do it for me for like under 2 hours. And now I got my car back. But now I got to worry about the starter. And I got my brake pad. All that is coming up soon to need to be repaired. I got a lot of money to spend, guys. Hopefully, I'll do my brake after I get my tax to see if I make some money. I use whatever money I make to fix my brake because my alternator went out as well. No, not my alternator, my not just my brake pad, but my the the plate, you know what I mean, for the bread to hit to. So that's gonna be another $200-300. Owning a car, man, is annoying because and Uber doesn't pay for all that. But man, this weekend was tough. And now also still looking for a job. And they're not coming as fast as I thought it was going to. Turn me hard on your boy. Turn me hard on your boy, man. But we're gonna stay vigilant. We're gonna push forward. So, what about you guys? What you guys been up to? Sorry, I'm a little hungry. I'm about to go to work right after this. So, I'm sorry if I'm making a mess in front of you guys. Mm, Maybe I need to buy another mouse. Because I had this mouse almost for like 7 years, almost 10 years. And it's running out of me. Doesn't matter how many times I change the battery. It's still not reading it sometimes. I don't know, man. Well, yeah, that's what I've been doing with it. My car being my biggest expense this week. And those kind of expense, man, I had to dip in my saving because I don't have that kind of money coming in. So I'm looking at my savings like going in my checking too. So besides that, let's do a little enjoy to see what's going on in the world. I might do. I might go if I got time. I might go able to go to Disney Spring to do a little recording for you guys. We'll see. See what's good with Hello. Oh, bien content là. Et ma faut tu manger là, même film manger ma bagarre là. Il faut adresse de bagarre. Et bien, ok, bon, faut tu film manger là, ma bagarre. That's why Trump speaking in Greenland today.
Do not pay your next car insurance bill. Repeat, do not pay your bill yet.
So I found this website and look at the difference.
$271 a month. I thought that this was the best that they could do. Don't even look anywhere else. This is the best price, right? Wrong. Now look at my new price.
President Trump standing before the world and putting it on notice. He's not backing off at all in terms of his ambition to take control of Greenland, but says it will be through negotiation.
And just minutes ago, he wrapped up his much-anticipated speech at the World Economic Forum. He delivered his clearest statement yet that he will not use military force to seize the Danish territory, but reiterated his desire to take over Greenland. He also slammed the NATO military alliance and American allies, calling his demand for Greenland a, quote, small ask.
We never asked for anything. And we never got anything. We probably won't get anything. Everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the... I won't do that. Okay? Now everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made, because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland.
We're covering all the angles of this very important developing story.
This guy is
CNN anchor and chief White House correspondent Caitlin Collins is on the scene for us in Davos. CNN international diplomatic editor Nick Robertson is in Greenland. Caitlin, let me start with you. The president spoke for more than an hour, and now he's been answering some questions. What stood out to you from the speech, and what is he going to do next?
Well, Wolf, and I'm standing right outside the room where the president just spoke. These guests that are coming out behind me are people who were just listening to the president's speech here at Davos as he was addressing those at the Congress Center. So we'll see if there's anyone notable inside this group that is coming out to get their reaction to what they made of what President Trump had to say. But I think he kind of set the tone, Wolf, as soon as he got on stage, where he greeted not only his friends, but his enemies, and then moments later cut to the heart of something that has roiled this entire conference here in Davos, which were the president's comments yesterday when it came to Greenland. The president said today that he wants to immediately start negotiations to seek the U.S. acquisition of Greenland, but he also made his clearest statements yet, Wolf, saying that the United States, he does not plan to take Greenland using military force to do so. Now, of course, that is something that's been raised. The president was saying that if the United States wanted to, they could. And he also invoked the relationship between Denmark and the United States in the 1940s, amid World War II, when the United States was putting bases on Greenland as Denmark was occupied by the Nazis. And the president was basically citing that as a reason why he believes the United States has rights to Greenland, as he was making the case for why the United States should have it. I'll tell you, Wolf, there was a little bit of laughter in the room at some points as the president's remarks first got underway. That all changed, though, after he started to delve into the Greenland territory. Then he also ripped NATO and said that the United States has only used NATO to protect European countries from the Soviet Union, now from Russia. He also was highly critical of one of the United States' top allies, Canada, criticizing the Prime Minister, Mark Carney, for his speech that he gave, basically saying that they need to make themselves independent from the United States. He said that Canada only has its lives because of the United States. And so, obviously, a lot of loaded remarks there from President Trump as he was addressing these world leaders who were gathered here and a lot of the policymakers who were here, and the president naming some of them specifically there, Wolf.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of speeches from American presidents at this World Economic Forum in Davos. I've never heard an American president specifically blast individual NATO allied leaders by name. Emmanuel Macron of France, for example, Mark Carney of Canada, among others. He really went off against them. And he also went off at NATO, saying NATO has never really done anything for the United States. The United States has always been treated unfairly by NATO. And then he said Denmark cannot really ensure the security of Greenland because it simply can't. He was very critical of all these NATO allies. I've never heard a president speak at Davos along those kinds of lines. It was pretty significant, Pamela.
And it was. And of course, he didn't mention the fact that the only time Article 5 was invoked was after 9/11 and the war on terror. And many of these countries, including Denmark, sent their soldiers in to fight, right? To fight on behalf of the American states in the war on terror in places like Afghanistan. In fact, Denmark is one of the highest per capita losses of soldiers in that war compared to other countries. So that context was missing when he said that NATO has never done anything for the United States. I want to bring in our Nick Robertson and hear what you thought about this speech and what are you hearing there on the ground in Greenland about it?
Yeah, there's a lot to break down in there, isn't there? Because on the one hand, is saying to the people of Greenland, I'm not going to invade you and take you by force. And I've talked to people here and they say, okay, that's something, but can we really trust this US president? I think trust is low there. But he's still saying a thing that all the people of Greenland, or the vast, vast majority, are absolutely opposed to. He still wants to take control of Greenland. Immediate negotiations is what he's talking about. People here don't want that. So they're still living with a very real threat of something happening that is against their wishes. And then the other thing that people have told me here is, well, how much are the Europeans going to back us up? And this has sort of been a background concern that had been sort of put to one side, if you will, because the support coming from Europe had been very, very strong. But people here have listened, as we all have, to the president berate Europe as a whole, that it's going backwards, that it can't be anything without the United States, essentially saying, Europe, you really are going to have to roll with me on this. Berating, as we've been saying, individual leaders, Emmanuel Macron. Macron, by the way, who has asked for NATO to step up its military training here around Greenland, involving the warship behind me here, as part of a signal and a show of how NATO can provide security around Greenland, that it doesn't have to be owned by President Trump to do that. So this really sort of gives people here in Greenland cause for concern, because their strongest allies are being berated and belittled by President Trump. And that says to them, well, are they going to stand up against that? And so
All right,
far,
Nick,
we understand.
hold on for a second. President Trump is answering some questions from the news media there. I want to listen in.
Do not pay your next car insurance bill. Repeat, do not pay your bill yet.
So I found this website and look at the difference.
Okay.
207.
Okay. Wait. 6 minutes? Okay, been 3 hours. Okay. Let's take this one out. Let's brush something else in. Let's see what 50 Cent gotta say. Why be interested in energy chopper music? I cannot play the music because for copyright strike.
Really talented. We had a whole project. RP Mac, that's the real goal. Right before he died, he wanted me to come on tour with him. And me and X were super close. We only had one song together, but we were super tight. We were always.
Oh, damn.
Really the Michael Jackson of like this generation. What you think when you hear that?
I don't. You gotta think about my age. I don't know.
We the same age.
I don't know nothing about no Michael Jackson though.
Which yo, YB, you got a song called Dirty Diana, sampling Dirty Diana.
No, but I don't understand the stardom.
You don't know shit. I'd have sucked your dumb ass out too. I want to see, can you read? Let's read Harry Potter. Let's read Harry Potter, really? Let's get online and let's read Harry Potter book page for page.
Damn, there's gotta be a joke in my life, bro. You guys see that, right? Any chop, NBA, Wyatt and W made it catch a little break. That's good.
So I'm banned from everything?
That's what I hear.
From who? Who said that?
You're banned from virtually on my on stream. I don't want my face on stream.
Oh, okay, yeah, just put your voice.
You're virtually banned from every single hospitality group in the United States.
Like what?
Tao Group, Groot Hospitality, H-Root Group, virtually every restaurant, every venue, every nightclub. You're pretty much banned for your anti-Semitic remarks and your absolute racism and your hatred towards Jews. I thought we were friends.
We are friends. You don't want to be friends anymore?
Oh, I haven't been your friend in over a year, my man. Your anti-Semitism is blatantly disgusting. It's very, very offensive. You know, I've hosted you thousands of times.
So people have been asking me about responding to Nicki Minaj's unhinged, homophobic tweet about me. I usually don't respond to this stuff, but let me just say this. Nicki Minaj, stop talking about shit for which you know nothing about. This is out of your depth, by the way, and you are a homophobic bigot. You don't care about African Americans, and you're not an African American. From what I know, you are reportedly an undocumented citizen, so you should be deported under Donald Trump's rules. And the other thing is that your family members, you have one family member who is reportedly a sex offender, the other family member, your husband or whatever, a sex offender is your husband, and one of them is reportedly a pedophile, and you have nerve to talk about me and what you think that I do? Nicki Minaj, get a life. Stop being a pick-me.
A pick-me. I allow it was a pick-me. What the hell? It's always about the money. So right before we start talking about it, so it looked like Trump has reached a deal with NATO over Greenland. Now the deal is that he's not gonna take over Greenland, but what is going to happen is uh, the United States will be the sole lead individual of mining the mineral in Greenland and with any what's that? Shoot. Will be the sole minority. It was always about the mineral for his Golden Dome project he got going on, because you know Trump have a new project about the Golden Dome, kind of like the similar about Israel Golden Dome. To when, for example, when if any time somebody will try to shoot missiles at United States, the Golden Dome will like protect United States from upcoming missiles. Now it's not sure how they're gonna set it up, what the machine look like, where they're gonna place it. Is it gonna be one? Is it gonna be several throughout the country? Like many like putting in each coast, because usually like it's prevented from outside coming in. So is it like gonna be like maybe like one in Washington D.C., one in like Florida, one in like Maine, one in Seattle, one in like California, in like Four Corners, and then also maybe even one in Texas. And those are supposed to be like anytime of upcoming missile, the machine will like automatically activate it. It can read upcoming missile 50 miles away. Now there's no missile right now that can a supersonic missile, and China already created both, right? Even though people never understand how those usually work, but there's regular missile, which I'm sure, because we see that happen right now in Israel, right? They have the Superdome can withstand regular missile and regular machine that can shooting at it. But one thing it cannot do, that's why that was also hating Israel, is the supersonic missile. They have supersonic to where like there's no dome yet that can actually prevent it from shooting down. Basically, if you know what an M16 is, basically that's what it is. It's like a super huge X-16 machine that can like, because what is it with the humongous size of bullet? And once the computer read the signal coming through to their area, whatever the AI, whatever that's in there, will like automatically activate and start shooting shit down. But I digress, guys. Either way, it's still a good thing if it's preventing any war happen. But yeah, that's it, man. That is the news from Trump right now. They settled the Greenland thing, settled for the minerals, just like Venezuela for oil, and he got minerals. So we'll see if this whole thing is in. That's it for today, guys. Let me see. There's not much going on in the world besides Trump trying to stop World War III. Actual speed in Africa, Kaiser night in Paris. I can't even think of anything like that anymore. And Trump being Trump. And we keep losing more and more money. I digress, guys. Let me know what you think about this. If you're second to my channel, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Deuces.